Good morning, everyone. So before we proceed to our reporting today, so I just want to introduce myself. My name is Jerem Faala Kirante. So I will be your reporter today. So this would be our topic for today. So this is the chapter 1, lesson 3, the self as cognitive construct. So let me ask you, have you asked yourself of being who really you are? So what do you think what is self? So based on the definition that has the psychologist has given, self is the sense of personality or a sense of personal identity and of who we are as an individual. So self has two aspects, the I and me. So I is the thinking, acting, and feeling self. And me is your physical characteristics and your psychological capabilities that makes who you are. So I as the one who acts and decides, and me, this is what you think or feel about yourself as an object. So this will be further discussed on the following slides. So that means the statement means that the decision making process is affects ourselves. So this means that decision making process um, also has a significant value or contribution to ourselves. So this may happen on how we're able to define ourselves as a human being. So self is not fixed in one time. So ourselves is can change over time. So this is for example this is our identity or personality. This is based on the perspective that we have now. So this will change over time. For example, from the past 5 years, you used to be a varsity player, which makes you as yourself. So as a sport lover, so that you may consider yourself um, as a sportman or a sportwoman. So the time pass, so that would be change. So that only depends on the environment that you have now. So for example, you are in college. So the environment in college or at a university is different from the environment during our high school day. So that means that during the high schools you are athletically involved in different sports such as volleyball, basketball, and badminton. So in college you are focusing in academic matter. So that means your perspective or your goal as a student will be change in time. So that is differences or um, the decision making process evolves as part of yourself as a human being. Self schema or our organized system, or this is the collection of knowledge about who we are. So this is the based on the psychologist named Carl Rogers. So the first the given concept, which is self, is connected with our hobbies, family, religion, and nationality. So by the way, this concept is not only a concept that we based on. So we can also include our capabilities. Not only just this, so we can change the factors. So the self identity or self concept. So as I discussed a while ago, so these are not fixed in one time in a frame. So hobbies can your hobbies is not only the factor that affects yourself, and the family is not only the factors that affects yourself, which is you can also include your friends. At the same time, your school, the environment, and those people around you. So what does it mean? So we do not create ourselves out of nothing. So this means as a human, we we differentiate ourselves towards the other. So this is also depends on the society or the environment that we had now. So our self affects our culture, our practices, our beliefs and traditions. So these factors affects ourselves. So we also we need to assure that ourselves fit in that environment. So for example, you're living in an ethnic region. So if so that means you are living traditionally. So you cannot adopt the modern era or practices in that particular place, because of that matter. If you're going to step on and bring that modernity on that ethnicity or that place, that will be cause you a discrimination. So other people will not understand you why you are doing that such practices. So the second one, whether we like to admit it or not, we actually need others to affirm and reinforce who we think we are. So what does it mean? So the definition states that we need others to affirm us, to confirm us of who really we are. So for example, in the social media, so some of people or some of the people has a goal or the reason why they are posting pictures, videos to interact people through online. So there are some people they are posting their photos to attract more audience, to gain more reactions, comments, and to gain more views to their videos or photos that they are uploaded in the social into their social media platforms. So they want to show that that who they are in real life. So they want to show themselves through online or through like Facebook, through YouTube, or there is a lot of social media platforms. So in other case, this people or this audience may also define you, or they may not able to prove that that is who you are. In another example, um, you are going to enter or to attend a party. So you are not fully confident. You're not confident to yourselves to wear a sexy outfit. So you have a best friend. So before you are wearing a makeup, you're wearing a sexy dress, and you are not, yeah, you are not really really comfortable, or you're not feeling comfortable about you are wearing. So you're going to ask your best friend or friend. So you're gonna ask whether is it good. I'm good on this look. So they will affirm or they will confirm that yeah, you look good in that way. So that will boost our confidence. That will prove that um, we are doing better. We fit on this area in this place. So that also affects the matter. So here were the third factors. So number three, what we think is important to us may also have been influenced by what is important in our social or historical context. So ourselves also affect through different environment as what I said before. So this depends on our social and historical concept. So based on the social, based on the social context, we um, we depends on environment or the society that we had. So for example, you are a student. You are a student. Um, your goal is to achieve um, highly academic um, highly academic grades. Like you want to assure that you have a good grades. You want to get a award. You get an awards like any recognition that that is related to your ACADS. So your goal is to achieve. So you are a student, you are in a certain environment, you are in a campus, you are in a school. So the question is, what is your goal? So what is your purpose why you are there in a certain place, for example in school? So that means you need to adapt the environment, so you need to go with the flow. So as a student, you are responsible on doing your doing the academic matters such as your assignments or responsibility in school as a student. So the first one is to study and to do your part or your responsibility as a student in school. So to give a brief example about social interaction and group affiliation. So for example, we are focusing on in a student affair. So for example, in school. So there are different students or people who are capable on in a various way. So for example, there are some students that they are good in studying, but some of them are not. So if you're along with your friends, there are some moods or instances that you like to study with friends. You are capable studying with your friends, or you may able to catch fastly the topics or the coverage of the discussions while you are um, studying with your friends. So there are also students that they prefer to be alone while studying, because some of them they are annoyed, or they may also bothered or um, earn distractions while they are studying with their friends or studying with others. So as me, or so for me, I prefer to study alone. So this is a type of me or types of my personality that I don't want to study with anyone. I prefer to study on myself. So I want to study alone. So I'm not used to study in a group, because for me, studying with a group is also or can cause distractions, or it may bother you because some of your classmates may ask you that certain questions that that they want to be answered. So it can also annoy you or cause distractions. So that is instances why social interaction or affects yourself or your personality as an individual. So what does self-awareness means? So to give you an example, so for example, you are a student. So you are students. This refers to your actual self. Actual self, that means you are means to be responsible enough on thinking what is your responsibility. So as I give the example, students has the responsibility to study. So you have the self-awareness. You are capable on thinking what is your responsibility as a student. So for example, in a video games, you are an ML player, or for example nowadays Mobile Legends online games is very trending or very popular. So you are students and you are very busy, or you are very adhesive on playing online games. So you know that you already have a responsibility or a lot of reports, assignments that need to do or accomplish in that week or in that day. So you are adhesive or excessively playing online games. So at that time, you may able to reduce or to to think or to manage your time, or that is you were able to adapt the time management skills that um, matters, that you need to think what are those responsibility that you need to do. So for example, you have a lot of assignments, then you are busy on playing online games, and the self awareness or the actual self, of course, that is the reason why that you may able to stop. So you have the self-awareness, so you will stop what you are doing. You will stop doing online games or what you are doing. So for example, the to give an example, so the time management skills is a given example on our in our self-awareness. So we're able to know our responsibility to manage our time. And for the further example, and for the self-awareness, so you know yourself more than the others. So for example, in an LGBT community, if you know that you think that you are capable of that, or you are part of that, for example, you are a gay, lesbian, bisexual, or a transgender, so you know yourself, you know how to put yourself, you know how to um, which place you belong, you know that environment you are belong. So the matter is, you know to adjust, you know how to measure yourself, what is about your self awareness is matters yourself of being who you are. So you know that you know that you are doing such things. So for example, um you are a drug user, for example, you are using cocaine. So in the first place, we all know that cocaine is an addictive drug that can cause death, addiction, and can cause you um, being fooled. So you can be you can get also a various discrimination or judgment from the others. So you have given the self awareness or yourself or your actual self. So in the first place, you know what is the outcome or factors after doing that. So you need to think, or you already think about it, kung usalay mahitabo in the future kung imo na siyang buhaton. So that is the instances or example nga mahatag na ho sa self-awareness towards the other, or the for the social interaction. So what does social comparison means in the statement? The social comparison is depends on the also in the social interaction. So as what I said before, ourselves is affected through social interactions. So for example, you are a student. So not all students are good in academic matter. So you are comparing yourself. So you yourself, you know where you are good. So which field you are good, or which field you are fit in. So for example, in academic matter, not all students are good in ACADS. So some of students are good in sports, but not all are good in sports. So there is a balance. So if we are saying you are academically involved, so you are good in academic matters. So to give you an example, you are stressing out yourself because you are comparing yourself to other. So you are comparing yourselves that to your classmates because she or he is good in academic. She always got a highest score. She is a fast learner. She is confident. For example, talking publicly, communicating towards the other, like public speaking. So she is confident on doing that, while you are cannot even stand or cannot even adopt the capabilities. So that results also to lower your self-esteem. So you are comparing yourself to others that you know yourself that you are not good in that field. So the matter is that causes to low or to decrease your self-esteem. So your instead to boost your confidence, so the instances happens that will lower your self-esteem. So that is the that is the social comparison. So we all know that we always remember that as a person or as an individual, we have our own selves, actual selves. We are having our self-awareness, which is we have different capabilities. So we also need, or all the things that we need to do is to identify. So identify or which place or which field we are good in. So as a student, so we don't need to learn or to adjust, but we also need to adapt. So not necessarily good as they are, but as long as we do or we achieved our part as a student or our responsibility, that would be enough. So self-esteem. So what does it mean, self-esteem? We all know that self-esteem, or we have a high self-esteem, is can be advantage. It is a big advantage for us, especially if we are students. So why is it advantage? So self-esteem you can bring you to be more to be more confident. You want to explore, very advantage to you as a student, because if you have a high esteem to yourself, you're a very adventurous individual. So you are confident. So you're highly good in a different matter. So for example, in a public speaking, so you're not afraid to face or to talk in public. So the high self-esteem is bring positivity towards the towards the individual, to, towards yourself as being who you are. So at the same time, this is there is also a disadvantage, or it could be dangerous. So having a high self-esteem is can be a positive or having a negative impact to you as a human being or as an individual, because in some instances, um, having a high self-esteem can bring you to to be more curious. So that is why you are exploring different things that is beyond. So that can also cause distractions, or it may also destroy you as an individual. It can cause um, risk or danger to you. So high self-esteem may also bring you as an arrogant one. So some people will judge you, discriminate you, or define you as a negative one. So we also need to balance the our self-esteem, though it has a significant value, or it is very important to have a self-esteem, but it is necessary or crucial to us to maintain a balanced esteem to ourselves, so that the positive interaction or the positivity towards the other will meet us, and it will bring us to the positive path.